So Molly and I did our final project program on a Division I gymnast at Southern Utah. We named her Jane Doe. She is 20 years old and she is 5'1" and weighs 103 pounds. She has 100 plus years of competitive gymnastic experience. So with that, our training philosophy is to help our athlete reach their specific goals and their needs, taking into consideration the high risk injury of this sport. So we included injury prevention, rehabilitation, and exercises into there. Gymnastics is essentially a year-round sport, so you only get about a month off. And because of this, we planned carefully in our mesocycles and our microcycles to include recovery weeks and days to hopefully prevent injuries and keep our gymnasts healthy. So as you can imagine, gymnastics utilizes nearly every single biomechanic movement. So we are going to include acceleration, stability, linear motion, angular motion, reaction, momentum, and max force. So for our psychological analysis, we did strength, power, agility, balance, flexibility, endurance, and muscular strength. And then for our injury analysis, the most common injuries in a gymnast is Achilles, ankle, knee injuries, especially your ACL, and also your back or spinal injuries. And then, so our training status and injury status is the type of training program is going to be skills and technique training, and then the length of the recent participant in other training programs would be the same 15 plus years of experience. It is going to be a very high intensity level training program. So we do want the degree of exercise and technique experience to be very advanced or 15 plus years. So for our physical testing and our evaluation of our athlete, she is able to do 15 pull-ups in a row on her test, as well as 35 of the 20-pound dumbbell rep test. And her predicted 1 rep max squat is 200 pounds. Her vertical is 22 inches. And compared to other gymnasts, she's sufficient in the pull-up test, the dumbbell rep test, and the predicted 1 rep max squat. But she does show weakness in her vertical jump, so we are going to focus on that. And so our primary goals, because of those, are endurance, power, muscular strength, and flexibility.
So moving on to our Excel document, this first tab is what one macro cycle looks like. As you can see, it goes from September until August, and it lays out all of our planned inter-squad competitions, as well as our competitions during season and our postseason competitions, which include conference championships, regionals, and nationals. So the mesocycle that we will focus on are mesocycle 8 and mesocycle 9. These fall in the competitive phase and the maintenance subphase. So this blue section on this tab shows exactly what we're focusing on. Additionally, we show the green stars, which represent testing dates, as well as the orange boxes, which represent peaking periods, which we want our athlete to be peaking right around postseason. And then the R represents recovery weeks, and the T represents transition weeks. So moving on to the mesocycle tab, this outlines mesocycle 8 and mesocycle 9, and we have a few different tabs that we focus on. We focus on resistance training, endurance, speed, and agility, plyometrics, and technical skill. So during mesocycle 8 and mesocycle 9, the focus is on higher intensity and lower volume. And this is because we don't need a lot of reps because we've spent so much time during preseason and the preparatory period focusing on getting a ton of volume in and getting that base training in. We need more quality workouts during this time. So we're trying to maintain strength, endurance, power, and agility. And we also want to continue to work on landing mechanics because landing mechanics are super important in the sport of gymnastics. So this is what a microcycle looks like. The microcycle that we focused on is microcycle 29. This outlines what a typical week would look like. We have resistance training 4 days a week, speed, agility, endurance, or plyometrics 2 days a week, technical training 2 days a week, and then active recovery 3 days a week. Each day we start with our resistance training and end with our speed, agility, and endurance in the afternoon or evening if we're doing both of those in the same day. And this is to ensure that we have quality training during resistance training and that we aren't too tired from our endurance. This is our daily planning sheet. So it lays out the type of training, common exercises that we do, as well as our warm-up and our cool down. So I'll talk about the resistance training first. Just a couple of the exercises that we have laid out in a typical day: back squat, pull-ups, lunges, dumbbell bench, hip thrust, power clean, dumbbell flies. All of these will help Jane reach her goals, and as well as the speed, agility, endurance, and the plyometrics and the technical skill. All of these exercises were handpicked in order to help her increase her power, her endurance, her strength, and those goals that we set for her at the beginning of the program. The flexibility during the warm-up and cool down will help with that aspect of gymnastics, as well as prevent injury. And then the equipment that we need to complete this training program is listed up here to the right, which a few of those include the Bosu ball, a panel mat, a rack, a bench, 45-pound bar, pull-up bar, weights, plates, blocks to do plyos, etc. And this program helps reach her goal of improving landing mechanics, increasing muscular strength and power, improving endurance, and ultimately just helping Jane prepare for season. As you can see, I'm not going to read all of these, but it shows the intensity, the sets, the reps, and goes through how you should warm up to lifting and doing other technical skills, and then how you should cool down. So our training program addresses the specific goals for our athlete because we focus on landing mechanics and strengthening her ankles and knees, as well as increasing power output through doing plyometrics and power lifts. Power is a super important part of gymnastics, and increasing her power output will ultimately help her tumbling by allowing her to get higher off the ground and have the ability to do more skills. Additionally, we incorporate muscular endurance by having her do floor endurance, which is in her weekly training plan, and this basically just makes sure she's conditioned enough to perform her routine even when she's tired. And then finally, we maintain basic strength by engaging in resistance training 4 times a week. So as far as her areas of weakness throughout this program, we naturally improve these areas of weakness, such as her calves and quadriceps, her vertical jump, and her landing mechanics. And we do this through developing basically her goals, and naturally she starts to improve not only in her areas of weakness but in all aspects. So, in conclusion, if Jane follows this training program on schedule and progresses as expected, she will have a better competition season than she has in the past. And we believe that she will accomplish her specific goals, improve her areas of weakness, and ultimately, she has a strong will and determination, and it will help push her towards success. Thank you.